I'm mad. Yes, I am mad that this show is so fucking good and all the other fucking anime are so fucking bad. I'm mad at how much dick we're eating. My anger is the collective of all anime fans out there. Why the fuck are we getting shit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Why the fuck are we eating shit? Really? Why? Why the fuck are we eating the shit that is modern anime most of the time? If this is possible, if something this quality is possible, why the fuck are we eating shit all the time? It just pisses me off. Greetings once again, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with some more Lord of Mysteries, episode 7. Previously on Dragon Ball Z, we saw the origin story, the backstory of Isaac, Klein's mentor. He turns out to be an immortal, I assume, or maybe just someone with a very, very, very long lifespan. Most likely immortal, though. We saw his backstory, and surprisingly, he turned out to be a good guy. He's also now on a quest to find his dead son's skull, I guess. Someone stole his skull for some reason. There was also something to do with sequence 4, something, blood of a god, but I'm sure we'll get to that at some point. Regardless, let's just get into episode 7.
I'm sure you have questions. Please ask. If I know the answer, I'll tell you.
Actually, this disharmony you see in my fate, can you tell me more about it?
These past months, have you observed these synchronous threads?
Hard not to.
Charting those coincidences might provide a clue. The notebook you mentioned would be a good start.
The Antigonus family notebook.
Son of a bitch. Invisible Feathers. Episode 7, Coincidence. Fuck, man. Holy shit, man. Bro, like... No words.
That's fascinating.
Good morning, you two.
I'm just gonna say it right now. I might as well. I think by the end of this season of this show, on episode 13, I'll probably say this again. I'm predicting this now, what I'm gonna say in episode 13, but I'm predicting that I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 for the season. The reason I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 is because it has everything that a 10 out of 10 show would have, but it hasn't finished, right? And I will never give a show a 10 out of 10 if it has not finished. A show will always get a 9 out of 10 if it has not finished. If it doesn't have an ending, if it's ongoing, it will never get a 10 out of 10 from me. If it finally ends after however many seasons, and it still keeps its quality and everything, then it's going to be a 10 out of 10. So it's basically a 10 out of 10 story without an ending, which gives it a 9 out of 10. And I'm already predicting that I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, so...
Here. Oh, Kenley.
Like, I just... Everything about this show is incredibly good.
Well, you see, I got engaged.
Cringe. Love is cringe.
Engaged, eh?
Imagine having a fiancé.
Wonderful. My heartfelt
Couldn't be me.
congratulations, young Kenley. Someone's finally breaking the Nighthawk curse of lifelong loneliness.
A love curse. I'll be using that. 1,000-year family curse. A demon hunter falls for an enchanting witch. A romance played with tragedy.
Huh. Too bad the internet doesn't exist here. She'd do all right in the web novel community.
The sanguine luster of claret, lambent in the morning sunlight.
Oh yeah, I think I figured out this guy's name. I think it was Leonard, but I could be wrong.
These small joys, they stir the heart with poetry.
Sure. Too bad your poems are florid rubbish. Starting off a day like this. We should take the rest of it off. Spend it at the Hound Pub.
I will say, as much as I love, you know, all of the, pretty much most of the characters, I don't think I've seen a single character in the show that I haven't liked. But as much as I love the guy characters, let's get some women in here, okay? Women in this show are so fucking hot that I would love to see some women in here, okay? Let's you know, move on from the captain guy and the Leonard guy, the long-haired guy, and get one of the women in the group, okay? I would love to see a woman, okay? What can I say? I love women, okay? It is what it is. And these women, a lot of these women are very, very hot. This woman, the novel writer, 100% probably the next person that we're gonna get to know, because why would they introduce her like this and show her like this?
Leonard and Royale, the two of you will keep watch here. Fry and I will patrol the north and Raphael.
Understood.
Captain, as for me...
Well, it is your turn to finally stand watch over the Charnus Gate.
Wait, on my own?
Oh, there's nothing to be anxious about. That said, unless it's from within, the gate is not to be opened, no matter what you hear.
Well, I'm much less anxious now.
This gives you time to write your 2-month report for HQ.
I know I say this every episode, right? I'm baffled at the quality of the show every episode. But oh my god, the soundtrack is just so good. The backing track of like the choir and like angelic music and god damn it. I'm mad. Yes, I am fucking mad. I am mad that this show is so fucking good and all the other fucking anime are so fucking bad. I'm mad at how much dick we're eating. Straight up. I'm mad for my anger is the collective of all anime fans out there. Why the fuck are we getting shit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Why the fuck are we eating shit? Really? Why? Why the fuck are we eating the shit that is modern anime most of the time? Why? If this is possible, if something this quality is possible, why the fuck are we eating shit all the time? It just pisses me off. It really does. It's so frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. Once this show is over, I don't even know how I'm going to go back to watching other anime. Straight up. Like, there are some shows that I'm kind of keeping up with, but not really. I mean, I am, but I'm not really watching them seriously. And the thing is, those shows, I've gotten to the point where I'm skipping through the episodes. Because they're so fucking bad and boring and shit, and uninteresting, and bland, that, like, I'm skipping through the episodes to see if anything interesting happens at all. And 9 times out of 10, nothing ever happens, right? Maybe there's a moment in some isekai trash show where the main character shows off how strong they are or something, you know? I'll watch that, right? Some power fantasy stuff. But most of the time in those shows, I just skip through everything because it's like just a bunch of garbage. Like, you don't... it's to the point where you don't even need to know what people are talking about to be able to follow the story and what's going on. Straight up. You can just skip like 5-10 seconds at a time, basically, and follow along what's going on without even hearing anyone speak or seeing what people are saying. If you try to do this here, like, that would never work. I would never do that, because this... I'm so fucking tired of eating shit. Let's just keep going.
We've got Elliot's kidnapping, Ray Bieber losing control, Hannes Vincent and his magic mirror, of course. Oh, I need to return this book on the Hornatius ruins to the library.
Remember, Mr. Klein, do not open the door, no matter what you hear. Let's hope that he's not stupid enough to open the gate, okay? The gate is opening on its own. Uh-oh. Dream? Dream, question mark? Dream? Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Klein! Did the gate just open?
There was...
There have been events like this in other churches, and they've led to loss of control. We're only following protocol.
In one such incident, the Nighthawks standing watch slaughtered their teammates.
He's just tired.
What's happened? Is the gate still sealed?
The gate opened for a moment.
Oh, Neil! 30625. That's the artifact you saw. But this behavior, it's been kept here for 45 years now. It's never shown signs of life. For the misfortune cloth puppet to suddenly act the way you described.
It was affected by another sealed artifact.
There was only...
My thought process would be, well, if it hasn't never done anything, well, what's the one thing that changed that has never changed before, or that has not happened before? Klein being on watch. I feel like that's the most obvious answer, no? I would be immediately suspicious of Klein, for whatever reason.
Artifact recently stored here, but it was retrieved after a few nights.
I should have guessed. The Antigonus family notebook.
Or that, I suppose. Like, but it could also be the fact that Klein was put on guard. So, you know, two possibilities. Is it Monday time? I love the Monday times.
He really can read those puzzling symbols Roselle fabricated. How reckless and insolent are you? Never attempt to observe him. You're incredibly lucky you haven't angered Mr. Fool.
I'm guessing this must be a descendant of the Zaratul family from the Fourth Epoch.
He claims to be the leader of the Secret Order. His Sequence 9 was seer, which tracks with his smug secrecy. He alleges this acting to be a method for digestion he'll share with me if I help him to steal a dangerous sealed artifact. Some Antigonus family relic. He merely smiled at me when I asked for more details. To hell with this pompous face! Once I have a high sequence beyond there, I'll pummel every seer I meet!
This guy.
Oh, Emperor. Rest in peace.
Mr. Fool, thanks to your wisdom, I felt a lot of progress in my potion's digestion. But, if I may, how long should I expect for it to fully digest?
Good thing she didn't ask sooner. I just read the answer.
With strict use, I'd say 6 months. Or maybe less. Maybe just 1.
1 month? Thank you for indulging my eager curiosity, Mr. Fool.
Interesting, there are different perspectives on it, right? She obviously wants to get there very quickly, whereas he is thinking long term.
Hearsay has been rampant. Rumors of a listener sworn to the Aurora Order seeking the holy residence of the true Creator.
What is the true Creator?
An ancient entity, worshipped by secret sects as a divine remnant. The core of the Creator. Many believe Roselle created the Hanged Man tarot card as a reference to the Hanged Giant, the idol of the true Creator. Is that right, Mr. Fool? Or am I wrong?
I'm personally more inclined to call him the Fallen Creator.
Fallen? How incisive. He speaks as if they're equals, almost like he's offering up his judgment based on first-hand account. Beyonders who worship the true, the fallen creator, they've a high probability of losing control. What may I offer for your insight here?
More of Razel's journal will do, or perhaps any knowledge regarding the Antigonus family.
It's not much, but I'll gladly share what little I know. Their pathway is unknown, but it made them strange and terrifying. During the Fourth Epoch, the Antigonus clan stood with the Alman and Abraham families to support the Blood Emperor's formation of the Tudor Empire. Once the Empire fell, they were annihilated by the Church of the Evernight.
Okay.
Well then, I think that's enough for today.
By your will, Mr. Fonrath.
So the family was smote by the will of the Evernight goddess, made them strange and terrifying. Which pathway does that? And what is the Antigonus family relic that Zaratul wanted Razel to steal for him? The secret order holds the seer pathway. Could I obtain subsequent potion formulas from them? Is the notebook the relic? Calm down.
Ah, man. It's like someone took what I think isekai protagonists should be and just made an anime. This is what I expect from a protagonist in an isekai anime. Someone who thinks a lot, asks every question.
One problem at a time here. Firstly, let's dig into these coincidences Azek mentioned. There was the kidnapping. We found clues leading to the notebook in the flat down the hall. Bieber defied common sense by remaining in Tingen, which let 2049 easily locate him. Vincent tricked Selena into performing dark divination. I just happened to be there. I've divined the cause of these events, and there was nothing strange. I was vulnerable to interference then, but maybe not up here. The true reason behind Elliot's kidnapping. There is interference. Who could possibly orchestrate all of this? And what the hell's their motive?
It's probably the invisible feathers and birds.
Plotted to lead me to the notebook.
Whoever is doing that.
What does this all mean? The true reason Ray Bieber stayed in Tingen. The true motive behind Harness Vincent's ploy. The interference has grown stronger. Like someone has noticed me meddling. Is it my spirituality? Is it too weak for a clear result? I need to focus on my sequence advancement. But it feels like the digestion's stalled lately. I've been dogged with the acting. Helping others to interpret revelations and guide them. Maintaining a humble respect and fear towards fate. Avoiding biased interpretation. I've adhered to all of it. But the digestion is at a standstill. Which means I'm missing something. Some other aspect of acting. Clues leading to the clown potion.
As a seer, you're seeing, divining other people, but maybe, perhaps you should be divining yourself.
What is that? Is that his brain?
Brian.
And now the corpse of the clown. So Welch got the notebook from Vincent. I was divining for the clown formula. So why am I still seeing the notebook? What's
it's connected.
The brain thing? And then there's this guy. Who is he?
Serious?
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Christina, I truly am. But Mr. Moretti won't be in today. Oh, Mr. Moretti, what timing?
If you're hoping to divine the whereabouts of Lanivus, I'll need detailed information on his background you know to be true, or some item that belongs to him.
They were right about you. You really are the genuine article. An item? Would his child count as one?
Huh?
Here, this is my niece, Megos. We don't worship the Lord of Storms, and we see no shame in relations before marriage. But Lenivus abandoned her and made a fool of us all. He conned and swindled us out of our savings. We must find him!
It'd work if the child were out of the womb, so based on her appearance, we'll have to wait a few months.
We are not waiting! Tell me, where can we find the nearest clinic?
What the hell, lady?
Bruh.
I won't give up my child! Stop being so naive, Megos! Think of the child! Will you tell him his father was a hot...
What the fuck just happened?
Mr. Moretti, I was expecting you tomorrow.
Well, that was the plan, but my foresight spoke. I dreamt of Mr. Vincent, speaking with this man.
Yes, I have seen them together. I'd say it was about a month ago. The two got into a bit of a row right outside the front door. Do you suspect he had something to do with Mr. Vincent's death?
Well, you know, for us fortune tellers, dreams can be divine omens.
Here you are, officer. The boring record for the Hornatius Archaeology Journal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
His con was built around a fake Hornatius iron mine, so it makes sense he'd researched the area. This name here, it appears in late May, but he hasn't been back since July 14th. I doubt it's a fluke that Vincent died the following day. He must be laying low. Serious arrogance.
He's right there.
Thank you. Remind me, which way to these journals?
Over there.
It's him! It's like I was led straight to him. That's too coincidental. This is bad. He looks burly. Should I risk confronting him? No. There's no reason to be rash. Safety matters. I'll go fetch the captain. He fled.
Okay.
Call the police.
That's never a good sign.
His blood. Has he lost control?
Okay. Dodge. Bob and weave. Bob and weave. Okay. Interesting.
That's all there is to it. His spirit body is quickly fading. There won't be much time for communication. So focus on what led you to him. The formula for the clown potion. The hanged giant. He worshipped the true creator.
Do not gaze upon him.
Captain!
Channeling the spirit of a Beyonder who's lost control is terribly reckless.
I'm sorry. Should have known. I was too eager. Lesson learned, I promise. It won't happen again.
Some luck you have. All tangled in the strings of fate, you seem to be tied to Beyonders and evil forces. The cases you've been on in your short time? It's more
This guy is so
supernatural action than we've seen in
suspicious.
months.
Mr. Leonard
By his
probably is a
dust.
bad guy, eventually.
Channeling now.
Potentially. He's too suspicious.
I suspect the Antigonus notebook is alive, and it refused to reveal anything of value to either Vincent or myself. The most it gave us were the formulas I already sent you. Those for Seer, Apprentice. And what was your next sequence again, Klein?
I just obtained the clown formula, but that was all I could retrieve. The link was severed.
They must have left behind a secret treasure that would allow for the family's resurrection. Given their possession of the Seer pathway, they surely would have divined their own decimation. There's sufficient reason to believe this treasure is hidden on the main peak of the Hornatius mountain range, somewhere within the nation of the Evernite ruins. Lastly, my esteemed Mr. Zed, I'm making arrangements for Doomsday. I do hope to receive your assistance.
Doomsday?
When the end of days arrives at last, I shall offer every last lamb of Tinkin as a sacrifice to God.
The strange and terrifying pathway of the Antigonus family is the seer pathway. Explains why I've been hearing Hornatius since I drank the potion. But what is Flagrea? And the family's secret treasure? Is that real? No, don't think about it. The notebook alone has killed so many, their treasure would be ghastly. The coincidences are piling high. The Secret Order lost possession of the notebook, which directly led to Klein's suicide. And that led to my transmigration. Rozelle's journal then convinced me to choose Seer, but only because Rozelle was convinced he should have by Zaratul, who is in fact the leader of the Secret Order, which was in possession of the Seer pathway. Bloody hell. The strings of my fate are in knots. I went to the library in search of Sirius, only to find him. I divined the clues for Clown and then found the formula.
In other words, is it possible that someone deep into the seer pathway divined potentially the future? Or, because they seem to do like, prophetic dreams a lot, I guess, maybe? So is it possible that someone divined that Klein was going to be in the seer pathway and then set the whole situation up for him to go and enter the seer pathway?
Coincidences. What exactly is lurking behind all of this? If everything has been the design of some unseen force, then the very first moment of deliberate happenstance would have been Klein's death, the day he shot himself. You know this won't work. You can't rely on divination to answer every last question. In the end, it isn't all powerful. The potion, is it fully digested? The final key to digestion is to not rely on divination.
Oh, okay. Didn't tell you that, but I did tell you that you should divine yourself, thus realizing that you can't divine yourself, thus realizing that you must not rely on divination.
I'm no longer
So I was kind of right in the end.
longer acting, because I've become a true seer.
He's everywhere and nowhere.
Red smokestacks. Whoever's pulling the strings, that's where they are.
1 month prior. That's the skull.
The Lord who made everything. The Lord who reigns behind the curtain of shadows. The degenerate nature of all living things. Your devout flock awaits you! We pray for your arrival!
So who's the woman? After credits?
I completely forgot that happened. But why? Maybe the notebook wanted to keep me quiet. It didn't want me to share that vertical eye symbol the puppet showed me.
Okay, so he forgot about it. Interesting. Well, it appears that we've succeeded in digesting the potion, and we are now on the way. I mean, I think that's all he needed, right? He needed to digest the potion and get the formula for the Sequence 8, right? Which he now has both. They did say that they're going to have to, like, check it out first, make sure that it's right, but I assume next episode Klein is gonna become Sequence 8? No? Maybe? Or at least try to, the new Sequence 8 potion, most likely. With Mr. Hangman and Miss Justice, he is getting so fucking lucky. I'm not gonna lie. He's really getting lucky. I wonder if... I assume that these two are also going to come back somehow. I don't feel like they would have had this scene with these two women, with the pregnant woman in the show if there was nothing to it. I assume they're gonna come back. It just would have been too pointless, too obvious, too meaningless of a scene if they don't. And then finally, I'm trying to remember where we saw this necklace. But I assume this is the skull of the child that was stolen. Potentially, maybe this is the wife. We saw the child's body was entombed, in that coffin, but we never saw the mother's body. Right? We don't know what happened to the mother, so this could be the mother somehow. Who knows? Of course, it could be someone else, and they're just using the child and the wraith power to, resurrect this person? Who knows? Could be anything, I have no idea. And then finally, I guess, I love how Klein thinks a lot. And you might say, well, he's a smart character, and he's a thinker and whatever, but honestly, I wouldn't even say that. I'm not gonna lie, the amount of thinking that he does, personally, I think any normal, everyday, modern-day person would be thinking as much as he is if they got reincarnated or transported into a fantasy world. I think and this is why I always find it so annoying when you have a isekai show or whatever, right, and a character from the modern day gets reincarnated or whatever into this fantasy world. It's like they don't think at all. Like, for instance, let's do a thought experiment, right? Let's go through what I would do and how I would think if I got reincarnated. Or let's say teleported, right? Let's not do reincarnation. Let's say teleportation. First, bang. I open my eyes. I wake up. I'm, let's say, the classic, in a forest, a little bit away from a small village or town, right? The classic. What is the first thing that I would think of? So I wake up, I'm like, shit. I look around, I see, okay, forest. Maybe far in the distance, I see the town. I'm like, okay, shit. So, first I would assume, okay, I remember where I was in the modern world. I was in my home, and now I'm not. So the first thing I would immediately think of is, okay, am I still in the same country, let alone the same planet? I would start heading towards the village. I see that, okay, the village seems to be, from afar I can see, okay, the village seems to be kind of medieval-esque, right? Then I start considering the fact, okay, I might be in a different world. If I went there, for one, I'm wearing modern-day clothing. That's not a good thing. Number two, I don't have any money. I don't have their currency. I don't have any, I don't have any currency. No money. Not really. So even if I went there, I wouldn't be able to buy clothing to change out of my clothing immediately. But obviously, I need to change out of my clothing because, I would stand out like a sore thumb, right? So I would need to get into this village, but keep a low profile, somehow. Well, what would I do? I'd probably maybe dirty my clothes with a little bit of mud here and there so that I wouldn't stand out so much. So my clothes wouldn't be so pristine. Then I would have to think about food and water, right? I would have to think about, okay, what is my plan even if I get into this village or town? Where would I go? Then, once I've thought about all those things, then I would start thinking, okay, so how did I actually get here? Since I'm from the modern world, and I specifically got teleported or transported here, does that mean that this world and my world are connected somehow? Was it random? Are there more worlds like this, and I just got thrown into one randomly? Or is it that these two worlds specifically are connected? Maybe there are only two worlds, this one and my previous modern day world. Is it possible to travel between the two, considering I just came from one to the other, right? So it's very possible that it's possible to go from this world back to my previous one. Following this train of thought, it's very possible that someone already has found a path leading from one world to the other, or at least has managed to do so before. I wouldn't be the first one. I would consider things like time of day. Does it matter? Does the time of day have anything to do with the transportation? Like the location, perhaps. I would think about all of these possibilities, all of these potential factors, and how they might have to do with the transportation between the two worlds. I would like, this is what I feel like any normal person would think of when they are in that situation. Once they have figured out their survival, food and water, shelter, they would start thinking about all these things. It's just annoying to me when an isekai protagonist gets isekai'd and then they just don't think about any of this. Like, what? What do you mean? You're a modern day person thrown into a fantasy world. Obviously, you're going to be thinking about how it's possible to get reincarnated, or, if you met a god that reincarnated you into a different world after you died, you would start questioning, oh, there's gods now? So the existence that is God is real, right? What else could that mean? What potential consequences or revelations might that bring, right? There are so many things you could be thinking about, that the characters could be thinking about, that are never, brought up. They're never considered in these shows, which is just so annoying to me. You might say I'm overthinking, but in my opinion, the shows are not thinking enough. Enough of me rambling. That was episode 7 of Lord of Mysteries. I hope you enjoyed, and we shall be back with episode 8 next time. Until then, I shall bid you adieu.